and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing my August TBR. I'm going to preface this video by saying I did in fact drag the fuck out of this, but do I care? No. I have become a beast and fiend when it comes to readathons and bingos and games. So we're going to play my TBR game, and then we're going to talk about the three readathons that I will be participating in this month. So let's just jump right in because I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. Firstly, we have to talk about how I did last month. First spin for last month, we got romance, and for that I was to read King of Pride, which I did read. Then we got a random letter generator, which I got the letter F, and I chose Forbidden King, which I was supposed to be buddy reading with Karina. We do still have a week left, but a lot of us who participated in Dana and Niki's readathon last month have just not been feeling the reading, and while I have read a lot this month, I've been mood reading excessively. So I'm not going to pressure anybody to do the buddy read. I don't know if it's still going to happen. I might, DM her and ask, but if anything, that is neither here nor there, because either way I failed this TBR, and you're gonna find out how right now. But obviously I didn't read Forbidden King. So the next prompt that we got was to read a highest rated book on my TBR. For that I got One Last Rainy Day, and this is why I failed, because I read about 30 pages of this and then realized I just couldn't. I can't put myself through this month, not when I'm participating in readathons and trying to, I don't want to do this to myself right now. So I haven't read it, and I have also decided prior to getting this that I was going to be leaving out cards for a couple months, so we won't be getting highest rated again for the foreseeable future for a couple months. So this one is just gonna take a seat on the back burner for now, and I'll pick it up when I'm ready. That means that we failed, but let's still go through the last two pulls that we got. So for the next spin, we got a Kindle spin, so I randomly generated a book on my Kindle, and for that it picked Touch Me Not, which I DNF'd, and I made it 30-something% of the way through. And in this book, because as you guys know via the last video, it was so fucking long, that was 200 pages, so I gave it a fair shot, and I just couldn't do it. It was very cringy, it was very weird. The entire thing, or the entire premise of the book, is that she doesn't like to be touched because something traumatic happened to her, and so this guy who is really trying to get in her pants says that he is going to help her overcome this fear, but it kind of just felt to me like he was pushing her to be touched, so I didn't really like that, and I probably won't be reading anything else from this author, and I did go ahead and delete it off of my Kindle. So that was that. And then the last pick that we got was a free pick, and I said that I was going to read the next in the cozy series. It ended up being Sugar and Iced by Jen McKinley, and I read that the first day of the month, so that one was dinged off. However, we still failed, like I said, and so I will be picking 10 books for this TBR. And as I stated in the last video, the way that this is going to work is I'm going to do my 5 spins and then pick 2 books per prompt. That way I'm not furthering myself on the board and getting closer to doing my giveaway, because if I'm failing the TBR, then I should be making it harder. I'm gonna go ahead, move over to the board, do our 5 spins, and see what prompts we'll get to pick these books. Okay, so our little person is starting off where we last left him. Also, if you see those puzzle pieces in the background, please ignore. We're doing a puzzle underneath this board, just some background decor for you. But let's go ahead and do spin number 1, 2. Read a romance. That's perfect. Spin, we landed on the stop sign that says to read a romance, and for this I have plenty on my list, very obviously, and I'm just going to be slotting in King of Greed by Anne Huang, which is the 3rd in the Kings of Sin series, and me, Dana, Karina, and Jasmine are buddy reading these once a month, so this is the next book that we have to do. And I believe this one is going to be following Dominic, yes, and Alessandra, and this is a second chance romance, even though they're still married, because she's kind of like giving up on the marriage. And I'm super excited to get to that one, especially after King of Pride didn't really live up to the standards that I envisioned in my head. And the next one that I'm going to be putting on the list is In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle, simply because it is short. Spin number 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, a prompt card. Husband pick, great. I think I'm gonna have him pick from options though, because I already have 21 books on my hopefuls. For the second spin, we got husband pick, which means he actually gets to pick 2 books, and I don't know what they are yet because he's currently working. So you know before me, they'll be up here on the screen what he chose. Number 3. There we go. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What color was this? Red. So it is red, black, red. So we have to spin again for the route, but we moved 5, so we have 4 left to go. Let's spin again for the route. Black. So we are red, black. So we're going this way, and we have 4 more left to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another Kindle spin. Not too happy about that, just because, like I said, I already had all my books picked out. But we'll see what we get. Third spin, we got the Kindle spin. So as of today, I have 227 books on my Kindle TBR. So I'm going to be randomly generating 2 numbers, and then we'll find out what books we got. So number 1 is 159, and number 2 is 85. So let's go check what those are. I didn't feel like screen recording. So 159 is Fake Dating Adrian Hunter. We'll find out what that is in a few minutes, because as y'all know, we just be downloading shit for stuff you can do there. Adrian Hunter. And what did I say was the other one? 85. Okay. 85 is See Me. How ambiguous. After looking up the 2 options that they ain't options, my TBR said I had to read them, but after looking up the books that we got for the Kindle spin, I'm not too mad about them. So the first one, See Me, is by Anne Roman, and it's actually pretty short, 240 pages, but the synopsis sounds OD good, which is probably why I downloaded it. It says, "He is the sexiest, most infuriating man I've ever met, and I think he killed my sister. To get the justice I seek, I'll need to get close to the only man who seems to have answers. So when he offers me a deal, if I join his team, I jump at the chance, and the deal is become my sister and take her place on the mission." So this is going to be an assassin / FBI agent romance. She's the FBI agent, he's an assassin, and it says also that a lethal international assassin that lets nothing come between him and his target, especially romance. So I'm excited about it, I guess. Not excited that I might have to rework some of these into the TBRs that I had, because there's no way after adding all these extra things that I'm going to read everything that I'm going to talk about today in this video, but we'll see what happens. The other pick that we got, which was Fake Dating Adrian Hunter by Skyla Summers. This one sounds really cute as well, and is also short. It's 295 pages. And it says, "I realize fake dating the guy who bullied me in high school is a bad idea, but it's better than my ex thinking I'm still hung up on him. I'll pretend to be Adrian Hunter's girlfriend for 1 week while we're stuck at this island wedding together." So the vibes are giving summer. The vibes are giving fake dating is always it for me. So I'm excited to see how I feel about them. And number 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A TBR jar pick. Oh my god, this TBR is doing me absolutely dirty. For spin number 4, we got TBR jar. So I have my TBR jar out. I haven't updated this in a while, so might not be that accurate, and there are very slim chances that I pick something I already plan to read. So let's go ahead and see what comes out of here. Pick number 1 is Daughters of Ruin by Katie Kastner, which is a book that I DNF'd in one of my TBR tournament vlogs. So let's pick again. Take this one. This book is coming back to haunt me. This one actually might work, except for I plan to read this for this week. So I don't know, but I got Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, which I have been trying to read for months, but I actually saw my library just got audiobook versions of it. So I was thinking about reading it this week for Tarot Readathon because we have the significator to read 5-star predictions. Would it be cheating if I X-nay this for now? Because I honestly think that I'm gonna get to it this week. Let's pick 2 more and I'll pick out of the 3. Cheating? Maybe. Do I care? No. So let's go ahead and do that. So the next one we got is The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lynn. I actually can't read this because I think this is the 2nd in the series. So that one's also going back in the jar. Next, we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kammerer. We can do this, and it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with disability rep, so I'm excited about that one. Okay. The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahiran, if that's how you pronounce it. Yikes. This one is kind of chunky, but I mean, they both are, and they're both fantasy. The TBR gods are doing me dirty this month after last month being so nice to me, but I'm gonna stick with these 2 and say that I'm going to be reading things we have from the light this week. So and do our last spin. 1. Another prompt. Okay. Let's see what it is. Go to the baby spot. Okay, not great, because that's kind of like supposed to be the prompt that we do. So this will be us adding a book if we get anything between 6 and 10. So let's see. 9, of course. So book of the month. Okay, so the book of the month is going to be for this. For spin number 5, we got Go to the Baby Spot, and I just decided to pick another prompt afterward because I forgot that I could do this. But I just decided to pick a prompt for that spot because I had to spin to see if I will be adding a spin. But we got Book of the Month, and for this, thank the Lord that I just got this, and it is also the Thrills and Chills book club pick for this month. So I will be using Middle of the Night by Riley Sager for the first one. And then I had to rework some stuff. I haven't reworked everything because I had to do some of these picks on camera, but this will work. So I'm going to be picking Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which I'm excited to finally be finishing because I did start and get 50% of the way through and then put it down because life. But I'm excited to finally finish it. I already know this is gonna slap. Go ahead and spin our last time. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another prompt. Add a spin. Are you absolutely shitting me right now? Okay, so let me pick a prompt for this. Match my spread for this week. So that is gonna go together for this prompt. Then after spinning for the baby spot, adding 2 spins, which I didn't realize until later, you'll see a little clip about that. I landed on another prompt space, which prompted me to add another spin. But I picked a prompt card for that space, and that one gave me match spread. So that simply means to match the books to whatever my current spread in my planner is. So I'll give you guys a showcase of that really quickly. Nothing special, which is why this was kind of hard, but it is a green monochromatic spread with a couple of Naruto characters because it is my boyfriend's birthday week and I always like do an anime type of theme for him. And because I don't have any books that color green, I just decided to do a book with green on the cover. And for that, I will be picking Powerless by Lauren Roberts as well as Powerful by Lauren Roberts. I'm excited to get to this. Everybody has been ranting and raving about it, especially because the second book in the series came out this month. So it's my turn. It's my turn to get there and see where I land on the scale of this, because I have a friend or two who actually don't really care for the series. So I'm excited to see how I feel about it. Hopefully our last spin for real this time. And look, the way that it's going, we're going to be doing a giveaway like next month. But anyways, next spin. A 1, okay. And then we have Pet Pig, which kind of works out for me, I guess. But that was, okay, let's just go pick our books. Then for spin number 7, we got pet pick, so I'll insert those clips here of the 2 books that my dog picked. Okay, so for the first set, I'm gonna have her pick between Our Way Back to Always, she's already here, and House of Bane and Blood. Ezra's mad because he wanted to feed her the treats, but clearly she picked this one. Go ahead, Ezra, you could give her that one. Okay, and the second go around is House of Bane and Blood, and my Kindle represents A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows because it's shorter. I prefer that one to be on the official TBR, but let's see what Cece chooses. Waiting. I mean, she was already standing right there. Okay, so House of Bane and Blood it is. So right before I was about to start picking my books, I realized that when I landed on this spot, the 9 actually prompted me to add 2 books, and I only added 1. So let me go ahead and do a 8th spin. A 2. Oh wow, lovely of you to give me a free pick right at the end. Okay, so we're gonna add that in. And last but not least, we got a free pick. For my 2 free picks, I will be slotting in the last 2 books to have me caught up in the Windy City series, so that will be Caught Up and Play Along. I decided to read these because my friend Liz texted me the other day and was like, all right, you need to hurry up and get through Caught Up so you can get to Play Along because it just came out this month and it's fucking fantastic. And so I reworked my entire TBR to fit those 2 in, and I'm excited to get to them. Caught Up is going to be featuring Kai, a single dad and nanny romance, and Play Along, I actually don't even know who it features and what it's about, but when I get there, I know it's gonna be a fun ride. So that is everything for my game of TBR. Now let's get into the chaos that I decided to put upon myself. So first and foremost, Claire from Claire's Creative Corner has posted a video hosting a Magical Kingdom readathon, which was Disney based, and I said, how could I ever pass up on an opportunity to participate in a Disney-based readathon? Never could I ever. So I signed up for it like immediately after watching the video. So let's go through those prompts really quickly. This one is good though because you can double up. It is a competitive based readathon and it's going to be running through the entire month of August, but like I said, you can double up on your team's prompt and your team's prompts, and then after that you can decide to do them again, or you can attack the other teams. And because I have a lot of books going around amongst the 3 readathons, I think I'm just going to continue doing my team's prompts because some of the extra ones I have will fit them again, but these are the original ones that I have. So the first book that I have fits the first 3 prompts, and so I'm going to talk about that really quickly. So the first prompt is Gaston, read a 400+ page book. The second prompt is Hades, read a book that features death or grief. And the third prompt is Oogie Boogie, read a book that features a game, and for that I'm going to be sliding in Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This also counts for another prompt later on, so you'll see me hold it up again. Number 4 is Ursula, and that is to read a book with the sea creature on the cover, and for that I'll be reading The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, which I don't know much about, but it has a octopus on the cover, and that's what I needed because there's not that many books that aren't like retellings that have that. But moving on, prompt number 5 is Captain Hook, and that is to read a book that features pirates, which I will also be using The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi for. And then prompt number 6 is to read a book with green, purple, or black on the cover, and I'm going to be using Powerless again for this. Prompt number 7, we have read a book with hearts on the cover, and for that I'm picking Our Way Back to Always, which has one big heart floaty on it. This is actually a book that I won from my local bookstore. They hosted a giveaway on Instagram and DM'd me not that long ago saying that I was chosen, so I went and picked it up, and I'm super excited about it. It came signed from the author and with like stickers and a bookmark and glasses as well. So this was really fun to win, and this one is following 2 childhood best friends who one of their parents die from cancer, and then they kind of drift apart, and one of them finds like a list that they made, a bucket list of sorts, and they decide to tackle it together and become close again. Then prompts 8 and 9. Prompt 8 is Scar, which is to read a book with betrayal, and prompt 9 is Jafar, which is to read a book with a snake on the cover, and for this I will be reading A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee, a book I know nothing about, but someone in the Discord said that it fell under both prompts, so I decided to use it because it's also a 200+ page book, so it's not that long. Then for the last prompt, we have Mother Gothel, which is to read a book with a mother character, and for that I will be again using Our Way Back to Always because the female main character's mom is very hard on her, and so I imagine that she would be playing a big role in the story. Moving on to the next readathon that I will be participating in, that is Deck of TBRathon. I actually didn't know whether or not I wanted to participate in this when it came up, but then I realized that it would be the perfect opportunity for me to use this game for my TBR tournament vlog in August, so I couldn't pass it up, and I didn't really feel right using the board that they created without participating in the readathon. Nonetheless, I'm not going to be picking a TBR for this, so I'm hoping that a lot of the things that we have gathered will just slot in to it somehow. But basically they have made this chart where you have all of the cards and they're only going based on the numbers and not on the suits. So you would pull a card or randomly generate a card. They have generators online, and whatever card correlates to a prompt, and then they have 3 different categories, one for 1 point, one for 3 points, and one for 5 points, and you can pick which category you want to read a book for, and that will then translate into prompts for your team. I am on team red for people that create TBRs because clearly I have an entire TBR to pull from. So I'm not going to be creating a TBR for that one, but I just wanted to mention that I will be participating in it. And it is hosted by Bekah from Bekah Books and Bujo, Chloe from Always Booked. I'll have all of their information, announcement videos, and things like that linked down below, but you don't have access to the Discord unless you sign up through the sign up form. Then last but not least, my friends Amanda and Clint are hosting an entire school-based readathon called Fiction Falls Academy that I could not fucking pass up on. I didn't care that I was already participating in 2 readathons. This had to be done. They're doing an entire bingo board. It's running from the entire month of August, and you can catch all their information, graphics, etc. on both of their channels, which will be linked down below, as well as the Instagram that they have created for the readathon. But obviously we are going to be going over all the prompts and what I'm going to be reading for them. And yes, I did decide that I was going to try and black out the board with 1 book per prompt. Not that they ever mentioned in their videos that we could double up, but it was vaguely, you know, dusted upon in Clint's video because he had said that Binding 13 could be used for multiple prompts. So I assume you can double up, but I'm going to be trying for a blackout because I'm already reading a bunch of fucking books anyway. So let's move on to that. The first prompt that they have on the board is art, and that is to read a book with an illustrated cover, and for that I will be using Our Way Back to Always. The second prompt in the row is physical science, and that is to read a book with weather words, and I hope this counts, but I'm going to be using just for the summer because summer weather kind of correlates to me in my head. Originally I had planned to use every summer after, but because we got book of the month for my board, I'm just going to be slotting this in instead. The next prompt is computers, and that is to play a game, and while Clint did say that if you play a TBR game that counts, I don't have to count it, and because I already play games when I listen to audiobooks, I'm gonna shamelessly plug one of my favorite games, which is Disney Emoji BLITZ. I'm gonna put a picture up right here, but it's essentially like a 3, 4, 5, 6 matching game, kind of like how you would do with colors or shapes, and you can collect Disney characters. And I know some of my Disney loving fans, especially the ones that are participating in Magical Kingdom Readathon that are probably watching this video, will appreciate this game if they've never heard of it. But I love the fuck out of just being able to see and collect all the characters from past and future movies, and I think they have somewhere around almost 700 characters in this game, and they add to it every single month, and I currently have like 360. So we're getting somewhere. I've been playing this game for years though, but it's a really fun one to play during my audiobook time, so you know, check it out. The next prompt is homework, and that is to read the group book, which is The School for Good and Evil. Like I said, they are going to be doing live shows and sprints and things like that, so make sure you check out their channels for all the information. But they will be doing a live show for the group book, and I don't know much about it. I just know that it has a Netflix show that I've wanted to watch, so fun that I get to read the book first. Next prompt is math, and that is to read a book with a number in the title, and for that I'll be using In 5 Years. Next prompt is PE, read a book with a verb in the title, and for that I'll be using Play Along by Liz Tom 40. Next prompt is psychology, and this is just to have a self-care day. I have no plans in particular yet for this, but obviously this can be tackled very easily. Next prompt is detention, and that is to read an intimidating book. And for this, surprisingly, I'm going to be picking Caught Up by Liz Tom 40, which is the book prior to Play Along. And I'm simply picking this as an intimidating read because I feel like I've been putting it off due to the fact that exactly half of my friends who have read it have loved it and exactly half have hated it. It's just like a consensus among the community that you either love it or hate it. So this may be controversial to say, but I didn't exactly love the other two books. Like, obviously I loved Ryan Shea, but the book still wasn't a 5-star for me because she just writes long ass books, and I don't feel like things need to be that long and outdrawn and misconstrued. There was a lot of miscommunication in both books that I didn't really care for. So for Liz Tom 40 as an author in general, she's kind of intimidating to me because I don't really know what I'm going to get going in, but this is the one that I'm picking for that. For health, we have a mood read, and for this I'm slotting in a cozy from the Cozy Mystery series, which the next one that I have to read is Vanilla Beaned, so I'm just going to say that that's the one that I'm putting here. Then we have Janitor's Closet, just to participate in sprints, which Clint and Amanda will be hosting some, so that one is going to be knocked off pretty easily as well. Then we have Auditorium, which is to participate in their movie watch along. I don't remember the dates, but like I said, everything will be linked down below, but they will be doing a movie watch along of High School Musicals 1, 2, and 3, so I'm hoping that I can participate in that, and we'll see if I stay for the entire 3. I don't even know if I've ever watched all 3, please don't shame me, but I'm excited nonetheless to participate in it if possible. Sorry if the angle changed, my phone died, which means I need to hurry the fuck up and finish this video, especially because Ezra might be waking up soon. So the next prompt was Lockers, and that is to read a 3-word title. For that, I'm going to be putting in King of Greed. Next prompt is Biology, and that is to read a book with an animal on the cover. And for that, I'm going to be trying to read House of Bane and Blood by Alexis L. Menard. This one simply because if I finish all my prompts for Magical Kingdom Readathon, this is another book that has a snake on the cover. Then we have History, and that is to read a book that was published before 2024. So for this prompt, I'll be slotting in the Sweeney Readers Book Club pick for the month, and that is The Reunion by Megan Quinn. Next prompt is School Gardens, and that is to read a book with flowers on the cover, and for that I'm slotting in Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And in that same vein, we have Foreign Language, which is to read a book outside of your country or world, and for that I'm slotting in Powerful by Lauren Roberts because this is obviously in a fantasy world. Then we have Hall Pass, which is just to disconnect from social media, from your phone, from the internet for the day. And I love this prompt because I have a son, and sometimes it is very hard for me and him because, you know, sometimes you have other things to do, you want to do other things, and you're just like, here, watch Miss Rachel. But this will actively remind me to be present, which we have been trying to do a lot more, but this is just another great reminder for me. Next prompt is Library, which is to read a bookish book, and for this I'm going to try to read Murder at the Pirates Cove by, I don't remember the name, but the book title will be up here. This one was a recommendation from Clint's video. We have Sociology, which is to read a buddy read, and for that I'm sliding in Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Being that it is a book club pick, it's obviously a buddy read as well. We have Chemistry, which is to read a book with a romantic subplot, and for that I'm sliding in a cozy as well. I think the next one after Vanilla Bean is Caramel Crush, because obviously the book's centered around mystery, but there is an overarching plot between all of the characters and their relationships, so there are romances in them as well. Then we have Philosophy, which is to read a book outside of your comfort zone, and for that I'm slotting in The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi because it is a fantasy / historical fiction according to Goodreads, and it apparently has no romance, so this is going to be very new for me. Anytime I do read fantasy, there's always an element of that. Yes, I know that there is a talk of her previous relationship or how it came to be, but according to the people that I've asked, it's not really romance-centered, romance-based. That has no romantic relationship that I'm going to be diving into, so this is very out of my comfort zone. Sorry if you hear that. They decided to mow right now. Okay, they came when I only had 3 fucking prompts left to go over, so let me try to hurry up. I can still hear them, but I hope that that's far enough away that it won't bother you, because I think I also hear my son and I need to get through this really, really quickly. So The next prompt was English, and that is to read a book where you can spell your first name with any of the letters given on the title. And for that, I'm sliding in A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. I'm not gonna explain it to you, but Samantha's on there somewhere. And then the last bookish prompt is Guidance Office, and that is to read a book that a friend picked. I picked Dana to pick my book, and she told me to read the next book in the Chestnut Springs series. We still have a week left in this month, and I was supposed to be reading Reckless this month, but I don't know if I will. So that pick will either be Reckless or Hopeless. And then the last non-bookish prompt is Cafeteria, and that is to treat yourself to lunch. So we can stay tuned for that one as well. But that is everything that I'm going to attempt to read this month. Wish me luck, because what the fuck am I thinking, honestly? Also, I just want to say again, all of the Readathon and Readathon host informations will be linked down below. And everything that I've said in this video, aside from my game, will be subject to change, just because my game added a lot of picks that I didn't previously have. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry for that annoying ass mower, but I've got to go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.